AMD Mobile CPU and GPU 2025 to 2026 update includes Ryzen APU refreshes, Strix Halo, Fire Range, Kracka and Radeon RX 8000 series. AMD's Ryzen CPU and Radeon GPU product lineup for 2025 to 2026 includes various lines including APU refreshes, Strix Halo and Radeon RX 8000 series. AMD is working on several new lineups for its 2025 to 2026 Ryzen and Radeon mobile segments, fresh new products and some APU refreshes. The new report on the AMD mobile segment comes from Golden Pig Upgrade Pakat Weibo, who has shared his outlook on the laptop portfolio for 2025 to 2026. Now, while none of the information shared is official for the 2025 to 2026 lineup, the leaker has a solid track record with his past info, so it's worth sharing. AMD Mainstream Ryzen APU Platforms, 2025 to 2026. Starting first with the mainstream AMD Ryzen APU lineup, it is stated that in 2025, AMD will introduce two new families, the first being Kracka Point, which will be branded under the Ryzen i300 series, and the second one being a Hawk Point rebrand which will be branded under the Ryzen 200 series. The two families have already been talked about in the past. For Kracka Point, the AMD Ryzen i300 APUs will target cost-effective laptops with 8 cores and 16 threads in a 4x Zen 5 plus 4x Zen 5C configuration. The chips will pack up to 8 RDNA 3.5 compute units and feature support for LPDDR5X 8000 or DDR5 5600 memory. These will be Copilot Plus certified and should retain the 50 TOPS MPU as the Strix Point lineup. AMD Ryzen i300 Kracka Point expected features: Zen 5 monolithic design. Up to 8 cores, 4x Zen 5 plus 4x Zen 5C. 16 MB of shared L3 cache. 8 RDNA 3.5 compute units. LPDDR5X 8000 plus DDR5 support. XDNA 2 engine integrated. Up to 50 ITOPS. 1H 2025 launch. FP8 platform, 15 watts to 45 watts. The Hawk Point rebranded Ryzen 200 inches APUs will feature 8x Zen 4 cores, 16 threads, up to 12 RDNA 3 compute units, support for LPDDR5X 7500 or DDR5 5600 memory, and won't be Copilot Plus certified due to their 16 TOPS MPU. These chips will be featured in entry-level designs since Kracka and Strix target a more premium category of products. In 2026, AMD will refresh its Strix Point and Kracka Point families under the Ryzen i400 series with minor updates. AMD Enthusiast Ryzen CPU Platforms, 2025 to 2026. For enthusiast platforms, AMD is preparing two new families for release in 2025. The first one is the follow-up to the Dragon Range CPUs, which were based on the Zen 4-core architecture and featured up to 16 cores. The Fire Range lineup will initially come in up to Ryzen 9 SKUs on the same FL1 form factor and include both standard and 3DV cache-boosted variants. The CPUs will retain the same I/O die with 2 RDNA 2 compute units but offer faster memory support up to DDR5 5600 versus the 5200 mount S speeds on the Dragon Range family. The other major lineup that will be hitting shelves will be AMD Strix Halo APUs, which are designed as a premium content creation, workstation and gaming platform. These chips will pack up to 16 Zen 5 cores, 40 RDNA 3.5 compute units, and up to LPDDR5X 8000, 256-bit, memory, with recent reports suggesting up to 96 GB of memory capacity on certain configurations. The APUs will be supported on the FP11 platform. AMD Ryzen IHX Strix Halo expected features and specs: Zen 5 chiplet design. Up to 16 cores. 64 MB of shared L3 cache. 40 RDNA 3 plus compute units. 32MB small cache, 4 APU. 256-bit LPDDR5x 8000 memory controller. XDNA2 engine integrated. Up to 60 ITOPS. 16th key Gen 4 lanes. 2H 2024 launch, expected. FP11 platform, 55 watts to 130 watts. Interestingly, it looks like the graphics branding for these Strix Halo APUs is also mentioned by the leaker, which points out the Radeon 8000 series. Do note that these aren't RDNA 4 GPUs but rather RDNA 3.5 products. Two variants are mentioned, with the 40CU configuration branded as Radeon 8060S and the 32CU configuration branded as Radeon 8050S. The 16CU configuration branding is currently not known. AMD Gaming Radeon GPU Platforms, 2025 to 2026. Lastly, on the GPU side of things, AMD's 2025 to 2026 portfolio is going to include both RDNA 4 and RDNA 3 products. On the entry-level side of things, AMD is expected to refresh its Navi 33 while the Strix Halo APUs will cover the APU segment. These will target the in-line and entry-level gaming segments. The RDNA 4 Navi 4X lineup will cover the majority of the performance segment. Currently, AMD is only known to offer Navi 48 and Navi 44 GPUs under its next-gen Radeon belt, which would not be competing against NVIDIA in the enthusiast segment. Hence, we will have to wait and see how the company fares with its next-gen products on mobile platforms. Overall, the next few years look super packed for AMD in the laptop segment, especially the Ryzen stuff where the majority of the action will be happening.